You felt it. Something shifted. Maybe it was one of these episodes. Maybe it was a moment. Maybe it was a quiet realization where you finally saw something clearly. And maybe it was just for a second, but it felt different. You felt different, like something in you had finally clicked, like this is it. And then a few days later, maybe even a few hours later, you slipped back into the same thought, the same habit, the same reaction, the same pattern. And now you're sitting there wondering, what happened? I thought I had it. Why am I back here again? This is the moment where most men disappear. And it's not because they don't want change, because they don't understand what just happened. So let me show you, because if you miss this, you're going to go right back to believing the lie that nothing works, that you're the problem, that this is just who you are. And man, none of that is true. It's just complete bullshit. And so I want you to know that you didn't fail. You returned to your training. There are two versions of you right now, okay? Just hear this. The one that saw the truth and the one that has been trained for years. And when those two men collide, the trained version usually wins. And it's not because he's stronger. It's because it's practice. That dude has had practice. You've been doing reps with that guy for years. It's unconscious reaction. And so just think about this for a moment. You've spent years repeating certain thoughts, certain reactions, certain ways of handling pressure, right? Avoiding, numbing out, shutting down, overworking, escaping, and whatever it is, however you do that, you didn't do it just once, right? You've been doing this thousands of times. And it's trained. That's training. So when you hear something new, something true, something that actually lands, and it doesn't automatically erase those years of repetition, but it interrupts it for a moment. And that moment feels powerful. I hope that you've had this moment where you felt this power, clarity. Clarity is very close to the truth, right? You want to know what truth feels like? It feels like clarity. Different. But then life shows up, right? Pressure, stress, fatigue, and your system does what it's been trained to do. It goes back to the familiar. That's the slip, but it's not a failure. It's just default. And if you don't understand that, you go back to judging yourself again. I knew this wouldn't last. I always do this. I can't change. But that's not what's happening. You're not broken. You're just early. This is the part that no one talks about, the part between seeing the truth and living it, the part where it doesn't feel natural yet, the part where you still go back, still react, still slip. And you might get caught up looking at other people and thinking, man, why doesn't it happen to them? Well, dude, they're just a little further along the road than you. So give yourself some grace here. This is the training window because now something is different. Before, you were inside the pattern. Now, you can see it. Even if it's after the fact, no matter. Even if it's, why did I just do that again? That is what matters because awareness creates space. And space creates choice. Awareness creates a space. You get this gap, and the gap's going to keep growing. And that's where the choice is created. But it's not all at once. It's not perfectly. Stop thinking about you got to be perfect every time or else. It's not you try once and fail and then give up. This is where it starts, okay? The next time it happens, maybe you catch it a little earlier. The thought, the pull, the reaction building, and maybe this time You don't stop it completely, but you pause for a second. That second, dude, that is everything. Because now you're not just reacting to whatever was going on, you're interrupting it. And every interruption is where we start to break down and weaken that old training. Every moment you don't follow it, you create a new path, a new response, a new pattern. And that's how change actually happens. It's not in one big moment. It's in small interruptions repeated over time. But I got to tell you, this is where most men lose it. They expect it to feel natural so soon, right? They see these other, some other people that make something look easy, or they don't have the same challenges that you do. And I promise you, the work that you're doing on the inside, you feel it, you see it, before it starts to show on the outside where other people notice it. So stop looking at other people and saying, well, they all got it figured out. I promise you, they are just a little further down the road. And if this was real, it is real. And you can't keep expecting that if this was real, it would be easy. If I really changed, I wouldn't go back. That's not how it works. The new path feels unfamiliar, right? And unfamiliar always feels wrong. Remember that subconscious part of your brain? It's there to try and keep you safe. And to a mind trained for survival, something unfamiliar just feels wrong. So you have to stop using your feelings as the measurement, because your feelings are coming from the old training. Instead, you measure by this, all right? Did I see it? Did I catch it sooner? Did I interrupt it even just a little? That's progress. That's training, building that gap. And you're not trying to become perfect here. You're retraining a system. And systems don't change overnight. They change through repetition, consistency, awareness. They change through choice. So if you slipped, good. Now you have something to work with. Now you can see where the pull is, where it starts, what triggers it, what voice shows up, and that's how it works, man. It's not about beating yourself up after, it's about watching it before. And if you stay with this, something starts to shift. That space, it gets bigger, the gap grows, the interruptions get stronger, and the old reactions lose speed until one day, and it's not very long from now, you notice something. You didn't go back. Not because you forced it, because something in you changed. And that's when it becomes real. So don't disappear here. Don't quit in this part. This is the part that actually matters. You didn't fall off. You stepped into training. Now listen, if you're sitting in that space right now where you've seen the truth, but you don't fully know how to walk it yet, you're not supposed to figure it all out alone. That's exactly where everything that I've built exists. That's why everything that I've built exists, not as information, but as structure, as support, as something to help you bridge that gap between how you have been thinking and what it actually looks like to live aligned with God. It's where I struggled for so long. And if you need somewhere to start, there's a free app called Severin. It's simple. It just helps you stay oriented daily. There's nothing complicated, just something steady. And if you want to go deeper than that, there's the Real Fight. That's the field guide. That's where you start to see what's actually been running your life. And if you're at the point where you know you're done doing this, and you read the Real Fight, that's where coaching comes in. That's where we talk it out with you, step by step, for real. Everything is there, all in one place. Head over to resurrectionkings.com, not because I built something, because I needed something. And this is what God built through me, right? When I didn't know how to move forward either. You don't have to stay stuck in the space between knowing and becoming. You're so much more than that. And we're just getting started.